Guy, at the risk of being a cliche, did the opening portion of this cut remind you of a visit with like an older female relative, like a mother-in-law or anything like that? Because I was getting major mother-in-law vibes.
I could smell the dankness of the room, and there was probably a bowl of hard candies there.
Yeah, there's something like orange in the background for sure.
Not a mother-in-law, but like a when I was a kid, my grandmother had friends who lived near her, and then she would take me over there, and then she'd be talking with her friend, and I'd have to fucking sit there. I'm like 6. There's nothing better than a 6-year-old and a 70-year-old together, because that's awesome.
And this family friend, they never like turned to you and were like half talking to you about a situation that both of you were clued into.
No, they talked to me about, and you know what? She was not a murderer or a thief. It kind of sucked. So, crouching Nona, hidden. I'm trying to think of another name for Nonas, like for Gogies. Gogi.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good one.
That'll do it.
I always love it when the intro ends with just a resigned. All right, I guess.
I guess that's we're gonna roll with that.
Great lead into the energetic opening that we have.
We need some energy in this. Sexy Skeletor is here to provide it.
If we could get Skeletor's thoughts on every single moment of this cut, that'd be great.
No problem.
We need Madam Yu has a very delicate constitution. We need to keep her as far away from Sexy Skeletor as possible.
Madam
she will not be able.
No, Madam Yu.
See, I thought this was Madam Yu. This is Madam T.
No, Madam T
Madam
isn't
T
there.
is who sent it to Madam Yu.
I pity the fool who doesn't know who Madam T is.
First base.
Mother. It's not no other.
All right, let's get this thing started.
Here we go.
Here we are. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and you and me. No matter.
Welcome, Broads, Bastards, and everybody in the armory to Swordboys Cut by Cut. I am Rick.
I am Robin.
I am Mrs. T.
Oh,
hello. Welcome to my living room.
Yeah, your little parlor here.
Parlor.
Cut 3 starts at 40 minutes 12 seconds, ends at 59 minutes 39 seconds, beginning with Shulin having a covert conversation with Jen and ending with Jen and Lo fighting over a comb. And we will figure out very quickly who Lo is.
Yeah.
we really get low.
Yeah.
I hope the mic picks that up.
Is this the most? Is this the most talking cut we've had so far?
This is absolutely the most talking cut we've had so far. Thankfully, we've got that Limu by action in the middle of this.
Oh, yeah, we does a little sexy kata.
Yeah.
And then some slap and tickle in the end, rolling in the sand.
Oh, but before we can get to all of that, Madam Yu and Jen have come over to Sir T's residence, and they are receiving gifts from poor Madam T, who just can't be there. She's sick. She's obviously somewhere else in the castle or house somewhere. I'm sure she's absolutely there and not like, some sort of Canadian girlfriend situation.
I think Mrs. T is completely distraught and can't show her face because the sword was stolen out of Mr. T's house, and now she's in shame, and I don't know. Is that how it works?
Madam Yu does say that when servants steal your shit, it's very embarrassing.
I hate the fact that she's immediately like, oh, it's definitely the help. It couldn't possibly be one of us that stole that sword.
All right. Does anybody else think that Madam Yu's first name is Karen?
Karen Yu.
Mm-hmm. Karen Yu.
She doesn't have a cell phone, but she just like grabs one of her servants and she's like, there's someone here that doesn't belong. Go get the guards. And she sends them off.
I want to talk to the manager. Ma'am, you own the house. I want to talk to the manager. The manager of the house. That's you. You,
I
because your
thought
last
that
name
was
is
T.
you. Wait, who's you and who's T? This is where we get
Somebody
some,
call Mr. T.
so this is where we get some good Cantonese or whatever it is. It's not Cantonese. What are they speaking? They're speaking in
Mandarin.
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 Have you noticed though when they have actual Mandarin actors do it, it sounds completely different than what our leads are saying. There's a very it's very shushy. It's got a very not shushy like shush, but it's got zhush. That sound is in like it's like shush,
Like
shush.
this. Like
It's,
this.
it's very shushy.
Yes.
Hey, who
That didn't
knew that
cost
Mandarin-
me.
This is I'm speaking Mandarin, you dumbasses. I'm dressed like this. Look at me. I'm literally from this movie. I'm a Spanish peacock. Where are peacocks from? Asia. It all fits together.
Okay, it would be amazing. So the actress that's playing Madame Yu is Yan Hai, and it would be amazing if like the way she's speaking is literally just like the Chinese Sean Connery accent. Like everybody in China has a Yan Hai impression, and it's just like how everybody has a Sean Connery impression. That would be really funny if that was the case.
That's one of the things I love about Chinese movies and Japanese movies when they are dubbed. Well, not when they're dubbed, when they're only subtitled, because when you hear them doing a voice in a language you don't speak, sometimes you're like, I don't understand, but I'm getting that it's funny. Like it's supposed to be a funny voice.
Mm.
And they come in, they're like, and they say, well, a lot of times they'll do stuff. Unfortunately, in Chinese and Japanese cinema, they still have a very, like for us, I would say an older style of Jerry Lewis kind of, like everything's like, like it's like a very.
He's still huge over there.
He's still huge, but you know what I mean? Like it's not always, I'm not saying that Chinese and Japanese and any of these Asian cultures don't have like great movies. I'm just saying sometimes some of these movies, they use archetypes that are like, for them, it's like the, what's the joke from Arrested Development? They always had the telenovela and they had an adult man dressed as a baby with little rouge on his cheeks. It's like, you're like, what the hell am I watching? Like, what is this? It's the same thing in these movies. They don't actually
huge.
I'm glad in this they don't have like over the top, the best over the top characters in this movie are barely over the top.
It'd be great if there was arm wrestling in this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it'd be awesome.
I could arm wrestle Lee Mubai. I mean, I'll just get right in there.
Hey, what are you doing up on that house? Get down here and arm wrestle me. This is weird. You just keep floating around. I don't know what's happening.
I mean, I'm going to fly now, but I am not going to actually fly.
Yeah. I'm the tiger. I get it. The crouching tiger. I got it. It all makes sense. I got it.
God.
I didn't hear no gong.
There you go.
Okay, it's officially gone too far. No, back to the movie. This scene, I swear my notes are like, wait, does Shulin know? But does Jen know that Shulin knows? Does Shulin know that Jen knows that? Are they talking to each other secretly? Like I felt like really dumb until like probably like towards the end of the scene. I was like, they both know that they each know, right?
Oh, yeah. It's the tipping teapot that really seals the deal for Shulin. Like she's got her suspicions. She's like 85% there. And as soon as she like watches Jen do the cup catch and hand back maneuver, she's like, oh yeah. She's certain now.
This is classic Mrs. T's company. It's always a misunderstanding. If they just talked about it, it would all be worked out within 10 minutes. But no, it's got to go 30 minutes. So
yeah. I do love how at the mere suggestion that this murderer from out of town is a woman, Madame Yu perks up. She would 100% love true crime podcasts, just like the Karen Yu that she is.
Oh yeah, she likes Dateline. Yeah. Oh, she's a murder. Yeah.
Another thing that came about in this is the fact that did Jen not see that Inspector Sai got a glaive to the head? Did she not catch that? She's like,
I think she was more surprised by the fact that he was a policeman because he wasn't dressed as a policeman. He was in his plain clothes. So
all right.
from where she was, he was just another dude catching glaives in the forehead, like you do.
As you do, yeah.
Splitting headache, that one. But I do love the little compliment that Shulin gives to Jen. You know, the thief was a smarter than a common murderer, and you know, definitely, you know, so much more well put together or whatever. However she put it.
It's like
Than
when
the-
you're a
this
parent, you're playing a
murderer.
guilt trip on your kids, and you're like, you know which one of them did it, but I'm like, I'm sure the person who knows the rules and respects your boundaries is going to speak up, and yada
Mhm.
yada yada. I love the Peter Parker trick though that you mentioned it with the teacup. It's just like we're just testing Jen's reflexes at this point.
Yeah.
She's in there like with the lunch tray, like tut, 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 tut.
Yeah, I was wondering why Kirsten Dunst showed up.
You know, they shot that 700 times just to get to that.
They didn't have that all on strings.
Yep.
Wow.
Took forever.
Yeah. And
What a
that's why when Jen hands the cup back, she says, "Pizza time."
Yep.
Mm.
Don't tell Peter. Or don't tell Norman or whatever the hell he says. Harry. Don't tell Harry. Trying to remember my lines. It's been a while. I've seen that movie.
Well, the lunch tray is Spider-Man 1. Like, come on.
So-
We'd have Joe Manganiello in the background. Like,
All right, the
wearing,
lady
like, a
stuff's
kimono.
over. The man had walked in.
The better here.
Finally.
here.
Oh,
Hey, everybody. I'd like to introduce you to Lee Mubai.
How have we not been giving Sir T a Mr. T accent this entire time?
I thought I had, fool. Have I not been?
yeah, I'm not sure if I have a Mr. T in me.
Oh, hello there. You need a Mr. T in you? No, go back in your closet, sassy skeleton. No one wants to talk to you. Okay, I'm going.
This was a strange end of the scene, though, where like they go, Miss Yu is soon to be married, and Li Mubai like kind of nods and says, "Congratulations." And I'm just like, what was that all about? Like, he's kind of like, "Oh, you're awesome, but you're getting married." Like,
Well, because he knows she's the bad person. He knows she's not bad person. He knows she's the ninja already.
Yeah.
so he
Like,
knows that she knows.
Yeah, he knows that she knows, but she doesn't know that he knows.
Yeah. Li Mubai and Shulin have been
Ah.
trading notes. So
Okay,
like at this point, it's pretty obvious.
but this
What's
is all
not,
Shulin's plan.
yeah.
Guys, I think we need to check on May.
Yeah.
She did just see her dad get a shuriken to his forehead yesterday, but
Yeah,
she doesn't seem
man.
great. She's like, "No, you should come in. It's cold." "No, I'm standing guard." And then she's like, "We'll be safer if we're together." You're
Like,
oh my God, May.
Bo's about to get laid.
I was about to say,
Here, protect me. Lay on top of me.
yeah, she's definitely got that like post parental murder, you know, insecure, like she's got daddy issues.
right.
And Bo is going to help her work through.
It doesn't help that Bo's wearing her dad's cologne. That doesn't help.
Yeah, it's weird how in the third Crouching Tiger we find out that it was like the Sandman had a part in the death of Aunt May's. No, wait, I'm kidding. Spider-Man.
Yes, Aunt
Crouching
May.
Spider.
That's who she is. Aunt May. Her name's
Aunt
May.
May.
So she's Aunt May. So he goes in and then
And then they
Yeah,
disappear from the story.
and
he goes in.
then
I think Bo shows up in a later scene for like
I hope so.
one line of dialogue, but
He's like, "I'm not dead."
ostensibly
is-
they are done.
This is
Oh.
curtains on Bo and May. We don't get their exploits. They don't pull up in the General Lee later on in this movie.
We've wasted half the movie on them, and we're just gonna forget about them. All
The
right.
stars of the movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
they've served their purpose.
Now the real star, Lee Mubai, is here. Hey everybody, it's Lee Mubai.
Hey.
Hey, I'm Captain Energy, Lee Mubai. hey, hi guys. Hi, congratulations. Yeah, I'm here to get my sword. That's it.
Yep.
And I love Jen. Jen is doing a lot for no reason. I'm gonna be up on the building and I'm gonna flip over backwards.
Mhm.
And she's like running around with the sword. Where is she going with the sword right now?
I think she's returning it. She
you
knows
really
she
do?
heard from Shulin that like if the sword comes back, they're not going to pursue the thief.
But we're gonna kill this shit out of Jade Fox, though.
Right. Like, listen,
She's dead.
they want to kill Jade Fox so much, but like as long as the sword comes back, they'll let the thief go.
Okay.
And she's like, okay, this has gone far enough. I better
And
bring
it's
the
a
sword
trap.
back.
It's a trap.
Oh yeah.
Hey everyone, it's high action energy star Limu Bai. I'm here. Hey, I see you brought the
Come
sword.
on. He's chill. He's chill.
He is chill as fuck in this movie. It's so good.
He's just
Yeah.
like he's just too good. Like
Yeah.
there's no like drama in a physical fight scene that he's in because he's just too good. He is an amazing fighter. He's super capable. May does that thing where she tries to fly away and he literally just grabs her and pulls her back down like a balloon.
So we're not
This
even
is-
like they can just fly. She just flew like Superman. Like
Oh,
before they were kind of like jumping. It's like, oh, they have light feet
Yeah.
and it looks like they're flying. No, she just like, I'm gonna fly.
Yeah, Limu Bai does the Babe Ruth fly, which is like pointing to where he's gonna fly to, and then
Yep.
flies him.
He calls his shot.
Yeah. I like how Jen tries to fly away like Lynette at the end of Sword of the Valiant, and Limu Bai's like, nope. Like, this is what Gawain should have done. Anyway, that's
Right.
for our Patreon members.
This was the slowest and quietest chase scene. It's like, hey, we're having a chase scene. Everybody shut the hell up.
Well, it's the
like-
middle of the night. You don't want to be all noisy and waking
Yeah.
people up and stuff like that.
They're bouncing on rooftops like astronauts on the moon, though. It's so
Yep.
weird. Like, what are we thinking? Like, this could be seen as just an artistic expression of the director, but like they're now technically saying they're flying.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's Wudon
This
Mountain.
is the world
baby.
we live in. Yeah,
That's Wudon Mountain.
it's just interesting. It's like, I don't know. I guess as a you know, like an American watching one of these for the first time in 2000, you're like, what? Okay. But you know, if you're raised on this, I mean, I wonder when wuxia movies first got started. I mean,
Say.
are they as
As an American watching this movie in 2000, you're thinking, when is Hardboiled going to pull out his guns?
Also, is pedaling your feet necessary, or does Leah do that to get the cardio in?
I think you have to do that to crank it up. I think that's how
Yeah.
you crank up the woo on. I don't really know for sure. This next scene is a very Chief Palpatine, Anakin Skywalker. It's like kind of like, you know some stuff, but you don't quite understand it yet. You need a master. Who's your master? You want your master? You need a new master. Not from a Jedi. It's weird that they said that, but they do.
Yeah.
I do love that we get a proper on guard.
Yeah, she
From-
says
yeah.
on guard. Is this a sword moment breakdown? No, because only one of them has a sword.
Yeah. Lee
Right.
Mubai doesn't
and
even
then
take
it
Green
comes later.
Destiny out.
Nope.
He
And
is
when he gets it-
totally controlling this entire fight.
Well, he gets it back and then he puts it behind his back and he basically uses a stick to fight her because he knocks off the tip of her sword, which is a pretty damn good move.
Right.
Oh, and he hits it
Well, he's
off with
almost-
such speed that it sticks into a tree and does that little vibrate thing.
Blah, 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 blah.
He's almost like an old school teacher with a rod. You know, he's got this reed in his hand. He's just like, okay, and I'm just gonna teach you that. You know, don't stay patient, and you know, I like the give yourself up and find yourself again. Is that's a cool thing. That's a cool thing to say.
Yeah.
But no, I like that.
I do love
And it turned.
I do love the realization of like every time you're in the woods and you pick up a stick and you're like, oh, this is a good sword stick. And then you start swinging it around. Like this is the logical conclusion of all
I mean-
of those, make believe sessions in the woods.
Yeah, this is
Like-
any Swordboys thing.
Yeah.
You're right.
This is how it starts. Swinging sticks at your friends and trying not to scratch their eyes out.
And then what the twist for me with the movie is I completely forgot. I didn't remember that he tries to turn her this quickly. Like he's kind of like, I'll train you. You're a good person. I don't think you need to work for the Jade Fox. The Emperor hasn't taken it away from you completely. And she's like, Wuhan is a whorehouse. Okay. So she's obviously
Yeah.
been indoctrinated. There's a lot of,
I
She's
feel like
been
she's really, really tempted, but
Listen,
she's just like
Making
Yeah.
Wuhan great and all.
she's been Jade-pilled.
She really has. She's yelling some dog whistles that we don't quite understand. We're all like, where did these come from? Came out of nowhere. What do you mean she turned Wuhan one day? That's weird. Why would you bring that up? What a weird thing to say about a person. So yeah, he wants to teach her the secrets and show her how to do it. And she's like, no. And she flies off again. She just flies
Mhm. As you do.
as one does. And then she gets back and talks to the Jade Fox. I don't know
Like
how
a-
this works. She works for her, but she's also her apprentice, almost like an acolyte of sorts.
This is like
Okay,
the way I
I-
saw this scene was that like this is the moment where you realize you as an adult male you realize you could take your dad and
Yeah.
you're like I could
Yeah.
take you and that makes me want to cry. Like you
You're
used to be able to take me.
How frail you've become.
Yeah, this is definitely the breaking point in the relationship between Jen and Jade Fox here.
Mhm.
The sudden revelation that there was a written word in that manual. It wasn't just pictures and descriptions and stuff like that. And I forget that
Mm.
not everybody in this world is necessarily literate. Like
That's true.
like learning how to read is not a regular thing.
Even in a country as advanced as China was at this point, not everyone can still read. But it's getting better, everybody. It's getting better.
Little by little. But I love the detail when you get that quick little hand-to-hand exchange between Jen and Jade Fox, where Jade Fox ends up with the thumb against her neck. There's a single
Yeah.
tear that rolls
Yeah.
down Jade Fox's cheek because she knows the balance of power in the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon universe has been altered forever.
Yeah, maybe Jade Fox is like realizing like, yeah, I'm seeing my death here. Like Limu Bai's here. This is all coming to a head, and now my student can take me. Like, and
Yeah.
there's no purpose for me anymore. Maybe it's
I
a bit of that.
kind of want to see this thumb mood taken to completion. I kind of want to know.
So do I.
Get
Damn it,
Skeletor.
Skeletor!
Get back. We told you 3 times. Get back in your closet.
I assume that the logical conclusion of this thumb move is like Jen flexes her pinky and then it's like Kung Fu Panda with this massive
Oh.
chi explosion.
Skadoosh.
Exactly.
When are the Rangoons come involved?
I want to. Now I want a single skadoosh in this movie just to hear someone like speaking like full Mandarin and then all of a sudden skadoosh.
Well, that doesn't translate, as we've all learned.
That's part of a universal language. It's the same
Yes.
in every language.
Yeah, skadoosh is just skadoosh.
Well, this is actually where Jack Black tried to get Kung Fu Panda up off the ground. He went to Ang Lee. He's like, I really think Crouching Tiger, Hidden Panda could be more of a thing for you, but it didn't work out. So we're kind of robbed of it.
Yeah, and that scene kind of ends with her just kind of knowing that she's now better and she's a better person and she doesn't want to be involved with the Jade Fox.
Yeah. And also like we start off the scene with like Jen coming in. She's like, hey, listen, you murdered a cop.
prison,
You
yeah.
need to leave right now.
You're ruining my family.
Like you are a like public enemy number 1. If you are here, it would be disastrous. Just leave.
My mother already suspects you are one of the helps, so you are on the suspect list already.
Yep. My mother's also kind of a elitist, but she's not wrong. And then we go into some full sword porn. Mm.
One of these days, Lee's going to spin around too hard and just chop his own braid off. I mean, how many times do you think he's done that already?
Oh,
Damn it
God.
again. I got to grow this thing.
Well, that's the thing. You've got to come to the harmony between the braid and the sword.
That's our next movie. The braid and the sword.
The braid and the bold.
The braid, the board, the build.
No,
Yes,
so
sir.
he's doing kind of a little like a little kata with the sword of the green sword of destiny.
Yep.
Shulin's like,
Oh, my, and Shulin's
Yes.
watching.
yeah.
From the shadows.
The only
Yeah.
move that's not cool is the yippee move at the end, like the little yippee with both legs up in the air, kind of
That's so much. You're like, ugh,
Flintstones move. I'm like, oh, what a way to end it. You had her and you lost her
ugh.
with the woohoo.
And that surprised. That's why the first line she has in this scene is "Excuse me."
Yes.
My gosh.
And
Yeah,
it gets it-
this scene has such big Star Wars energy. This whole like
Mm.
she must be trained. She's too old. Too old to begin the training.
Too old. Yeah, and there's a bit of an explanation of like what Shulin's plan was going into that last scene. That I forget how powerful like embarrassment and losing honor can be for this culture. So it's more of a like, is it worth it to reveal that Jen's a thief and have her entire family to be embarrassed, and somehow that reflects back on Master Yu and all or Sir Yu, Sir T. Or embarrass her openly. Yeah. So it's
this-
interesting.
So their unrequited love continues to be unrequited. They have a very
Mhm.
long talk about everything. This again, there's a lot of talking in this cut. I don't
Yeah.
want to go through everything that they say,
Always
but
talking.
And it did get a little bit Godfather 3 at the end, where Li Mubai was talking about, oh, I thought by giving up the sword, I could escape the Jianghu world, but the cycle of bloodshed continues. And that's just a really long-winded way of, given that classic, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
that definitely wasn't picked
That's a
up on.
terrible Pacino. Terrible.
Hooah!
Hooah! Shulin,
Man,
we gotta kill the Jade Fox. Hooah!
Al Pacino stepped in for Chow Yun Fat at this point in the movie. I don't know. It might have made things even better. I don't know.
Well, guys, don't be too low, because guess who's coming in the window? Low.
Oh,
Low.
Yeah.
yeah. It's Dr. Yue from Dune.
It is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
New Dune.
New Dune.
It's not Dean Stockwell. That'd be weird.
Nice eyebrows, low.
He's a mark of imperial conditioning, a sign of trust. So yeah, Low comes in and Low knows Jin. Low's the guy we saw earlier, a cut ago, peering at Jin from the top of one of the many. This place has way too many rooms. Let's be honest. I'm very. Hey, first thing Mr. T said was, "I'm gonna build some more damn rooms."
I like that. Well, yeah, we saw him watching Inspector Sai and May watching their house, and
Right.
so I love all the traffic on your rooftop, which could go two different ways. The people spying, and then also like literally like astronauts bouncing on the rooftops.
Does that hat have a name? I've always thought of it as two different things. It's either a Nanook of the North hat, like kind of like a Inuit hat, but it's probably more of a Mongolian hat, for lack of a better term, right?
Right.
Since we're in China.
Well,
Let's
it's
call it a
not.
Mongolian hat?
It's not a Nushanga hat because that's the Russian variation.
Right.
But it's
That's fur everywhere almost.
Yeah, it's like very similar.
Mhm.
But
I looked it up and I couldn't find it because I just kept putting in Mongolian hat and that didn't go. That didn't
I was
go.
going to say it's the kind of hat that you wear when you sneak into your ex's bedroom the night before their wedding.
Yes.
That old chestnut.
Is it
like
weird
with
that
a
we
propeller?
haven't seen the groom yet?
He's not important,
We have to keep being reminded there's a wedding going.
right?
Yeah.
This is the
Everybody
least
said,
interesting.
by the
Jen's
way,
not
she's
even
getting
interested.
married. And yeah, well, no one is. Lee Moonbai's like, congratulations. Like, it's really nothing. And then we go to Tanzania and a great sweeping picture. And they're going to Hamunaptra to go get the gold from the
I
mummy.
love it.
Okay, so I was reading the screenplay, and apparently this flashback, according to the screenplay, is supposed to happen 4 years before the current main events of this movie, and that seems like
Okay.
way too long.
Okay.
Considering their ages, yeah.
Yeah.
I always assumed that this flashback took place like maybe months ago.
How old is Jen supposed to be in this movie?
So
Do they tell us?
Z Zhang is 21 years old as an actress, and I
Mhm.
don't know if Jen is supposed to be that same age. I don't know, like when they married their daughters off.
I feel
The
like 21
bureaucrats
is
and
almost
stuff.
too old. You
Too
know what I
old.
mean? Too old.
Yeah, so that's another thing. I don't like it being 4 years ago, because if she's like a young bride, if she's only 17, 18 in the main timeline, that means she's like 13, 14 in this flashback. And the amount of things that happens in this flashback, I'm not comfortable with a 13, 14-year-old being involved with. So that's why I think, it's just a couple of months before, like, this train that they're traveling in is the train of them like transferring into Peking. So that way, like, she disappears for a couple of weeks and then like comes back. They arrive in Peking because they've been transferred or whatever.
Oh.
I don't know. It's just there's no subtitle telling us how long ago it's been.
Yeah.
true. I do
Well, we gotta-
enjoy Lo's outfit. He is dressed like Shiwan Khan from The Shadow. It's his like opium warlord look.
Uh-huh.
He's a bandit.
One of
The
the
dark-
things,
What's he called? The Dark Cloud? That's his name?
Dark Cloud, yeah.
That's kind of a cool name.
I mean,
that should say that, guys. That should be May's name. I'm still really depressed. My dad died. You can
I-
just call me Dark Cloud.
Gosh. And
yeah,
just
I always
don't-
hear that in my head. It's Dark Cloud. Dark Cloud
Don't-
is coming.
don't play the drinking game where you take a drink every time Dark Cloud is said, because it's too many times in this one scene.
Yeah. We find out at the end of it, he's called Dark Cloud. But at first I was like, oh, is this group called the Dark Cloud? Like a bunch of bandits.
It's Dark Cloud and the Heartbreakers, I think, is the full name of the group.
Yeah. I do
Is
love
it,
that he's got the Sean Connery Sword of the Valiant exposed torso look.
Mhm.
I knew I'd come back.
Body to me, body. That's for our Patreon viewers.
Yeah, he's set up to he's like the perfect setup to be like the hunky bad boy.
oh yeah.
And this was remember I'm watching this. This is the second time in my life I've seen this movie. I was surprised when Jen got on a horse and rode off. Hey everybody, I'm finally back in the fucking movie, in case you're wondering.
No. Lo is riding Clumpy for
Yes,
sure. She's
sure.
riding. Is that Honey or Blondie or?
Oh, that's
'cause
Honey.
We've never seen like a real yellow horse
Yeah.
before,
Oh,
like a
hey.
beige horse.
Hey.
Oh gosh, terrible. But I'm saying like that kind of coat.
Yes, I got you. Yeah, that's
So
Honey.
Honey. Aw.
Oh, what does Honey sound like?
I mean, I keep getting like a Miss Scarlet voice coming to my head. but I don't wanna-
sound like Winnie the Pooh. That's not Winnie the Pooh. I don't know who this is. It's Dippity Dog, I think. Oh,
Wow.
it's Droopy Dog.
Droopy dog.
No,
I think you have to
it's
put
too
your-
fast.
You have to put your hands in your mouth to be able to do Droopy Dog. Yeah, it's very, very depressing. That horse needs to be put on down. It's way too depressed.
I just know there's
Oh.
more horse stunts and horse like riding stunts on Clompy with Lo. Clompy is a pro.
Hey.
So
I do what needs to be done. I earn my paycheck. I'm union.
we're immediately endeared to Lo because he immediately says don't go after the women or don't touch the women.
Mhm.
And then he just does the whole comb steal and a wink, like, oh, look at this scoundrel,
Oh yeah, he's pulling a very Han Solo
Yeah.
thing, and then she jumps on a horse with a arrow, a bow and arrow, and rides off and starts shooting at him.
Okay, as she's riding
Pretty
off,
great.
as she's riding off, there's a dude on the ground with a spear sticking out of his torso, and she reaches out and grabs the spear and pulls it out of the dude
Nice.
so that she has another weapon to attack Lo with. And I'm sure the guy is happy not to be impaled anymore, but still, that's pretty rough.
he stole her comb, and this was like the weird time before we had phones. We just stare at combs at carriages. We'd read cereal boxes at breakfast. This is like they don't have. She's got nothing to do if that comb is gone.
What do you want to do?
So-
Let's go. Can we go get on horses and fight on horseback? Okay, there's nothing else to do.
Sure.
Listen, that comb has Flappy Birds installed on it, and they took it off the App Store. So if she doesn't have that comb, she can't
Oh,
play
no.
Flappy Bird.
I play Fappy Birds.
What?
Damn it, Skeletor.
Are you drunk, Skeletor? What's wrong with you?
Ah!
It just runs right through me. Literally, I don't have lips. It comes out the bottom of my jaw. So she gets away from him, sort of. I mean, is it getting away from him if she gets knocked off her horse and then he rides away and then she comes back? I mean, I was kind of like, okay, that's a weird chase.
Yeah, because then it's like we got to go back, and then she's runs after him again, and
And she eventually finds Dark Cloud's gang.
Yep, and
Which,
then she beats the absolute fuck out of them.
There's a colorful cast of characters in this gang, and the one that stands out most to me in the
I'm sure it's the same
initial
one to
group
me.
shot, right smack dab in the middle, there's a guy that I've nicknamed Diabetes Jesus.
Okay.
I was
He's
like, hey,
the
who's
only
a
dude
random
with a
white
beard.
beardo?
Right.
It's a white guy too.
Oh yeah, what's up with that? What's your white guy in this movie? That's weird.
I don't think he might be like Southern Siberia, Northern Mongolia
Oh,
type
okay.
of guy.
white presenting.
Right.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's like I looked at I was like, what is Diabetes Jesus doing here? It's like a scruffy Haley Joel Osment or a fat Nicolas Cage.
You can just say Haley Joel Osment. He's very scruffy all the time. The man's a treasure, though. He's an absolute treasure.
My favorite Anakin so far.
Yeah. So he steals all of well, she hits them and then he's got the comb, and so he kind of says, no, she's mine. Like again with this comb, and she goes after him. Now she leaves again. She's beat up 5 of them.
Hey, got your comb. Get back here again. And don't you love the part of a chase where the guy you're chasing is like, hey, we got to stop. I'm tired. You're tired, right? Our horses are definitely tired. They probably need some water.
And then he offers her water like a true gentleman, and then she roundhouse kicks him in the face and knocking him down a dune.
Meanwhile, the Clompy and is it Honey?
Honey.
I wrote Blondie in my notes. Clompy and Honey are like, weren't they going to give us some water?
You know
maybe
what? I don't run on sand.
Maybe after their nap, they'll get up and feed and give us some water.
There's nap.
They do.
When Jen attacks Lo after accepting the gift of water, she comes dangerously close to karate chopping him square in the balls, which I mean probably would have sent him flying knowing this movie.
This cut ends after this fight, after this meet cute. I don't know what you want to call it. Fight cute, I think is a better word.
Beat cute.
Beat cute. Oh, beat cute. Here, let me write that down. Beat cute.
Listen, she came here to kick ass and get her comb back, and she didn't see her comb.
Yeah.
So a lot of words in this section.
Yeah.
What do we
The
think?
martial arts are amazing, though. I think
this was the best wire work we've seen, because again, can't tell what they're doing. I actually don't mind it when they're not flying, but I do enjoy the flying. It makes me laugh, but also it's very, like, I just get very it makes me very relaxed to watch these people just kind of fly around in this movie. I'm still enjoying it.
She does this great like triple cross kick. Well, because of her, loss of gravity.
Did you notice that there's no wushu out in the desert? Because they're like, we can't rig up wushu. We don't have the rigs here for nighttime. We were basically doing nighttime wushu right now. Toward the end of the movie, don't they do daytime wushu?
Well, in the trees
in the trees, right? In the bamboo
yeah, they do
scene,
tree stuff later.
Yeah, but there's a lot of vertical lines.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't see the wires. They can't do it out in the desert. They don't have, so she's basically grounded. In my mind, she hasn't learned full wushu. She only knows a few wushu.
She's kind of like Nushu.
Yeah, she's got few shoe. She's new shoe. Well, she learned it when she was 10. I assume now again, this time front line is troublesome. Let's say she's 16 at this point.
Oh, now?
No, in the desert. And then 20, if it's 4 years later, 20 now.
Yeah, I'm still not loving the idea of this being 4 years.
No. Well, if does it help if you know that Lo is actually only 13 in the desert? Does that help?
Listen, I just
Well, he does have young Ed. That whole like, hey, we got to stop. We got to stop. This has been fun, but I'm tired. You're
Yeah,
tired,
he's like a
right?
kid.
That's
I'm
like a kid.
bored. I'm bored. Where are we? Are we there yet?
Pulling
it.
the pigtails, stealing combs.
You're the one who wanted to do this chase.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do this chase.
yeah, it's the Romeo and Juliet law from that one Transformers movie. Like they're young enough that it's okay.
Oh my God, please don't bring up that fucking law. I have a piece of paper that says I'm a pervert, but it's okay. Oh my God. Go read that on your own.
I got to get back to my parents. My parents are expecting me. We got to wrap this up.
Where is her
back to my
family?
boys.
Where are the rest of her family that she was in the caravan with? Are they dead?
Well,
According
her
to
mom
this-
was in the carriage with her, and she immediately fainted as soon
Yeah,
as
that's
like
what
Lo
I'm-
grabbed the comb.
Sure.
She was out like a light. I don't know where Jade Fox is because she's been training with Jade Fox for 10 years. She's the governess. She would be in that caravan somewhere. But
Right. She's not
apparently,
even, they don't even show her, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Jen running off on a horse is not important enough for Jade Fox to be like, oh, there goes my, star pupil who I've taught all
fine.
the Wudan stuff to.
She'll be fine.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
Jade Fox is doing her thing, murdering teachers and whatever,
Mm.
and she joins up with them after.
They go back and all of the Dark Cloud and the Heartbreakers or hell have glaives in their foreheads. Like, God damn it, Jade
Just-
Fox. I've told you before.
Ah,
Poison needles everywhere.
She's just like just shooting them everywhere. She's darting everybody.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, whatever needle Gatling gun she uses at the end of the movie, this is where she busts it out. It's like that one scene in T2 where he's shooting the cops, but he's not allowed to kill them, except she's absolutely trying to just murder everybody.
it's everybody with darts in their kneecaps. Ow.
So, as a movie, does this cut hold up to the other two cuts? I think this is probably the weakest fighting cut, but that's because it's probably the most exposition of the movie, and I don't mind it. I like that we're getting her to the point of, I mean, we're halfway through this movie and we already know her motivation. This isn't a third act revelation of Jen. We're learning very quickly who she is.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to, hopefully she'll move over. Hopefully in the next cut, she'll go over to Limu Bai's side. That's what I'm hoping. Again, I remember nothing except for they fight in some bamboo. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw this originally and going, oh, what is this flashback all of a sudden? Now we're in like some other Lawrence of Arabia nonsense. Like, get back to the Reeds and Chow Yun Fat and Michelle Yeoh. But watching it again now, I'm very entertained.
Yeah. I mean, Jen is properly one of the well, I would argue that Jen kind of is like an antagonist in this movie. She's like the main bad guy when it comes to like the values that Shulin is trying to prop up. But we need to spend a little bit of time with her to say, okay, yeah, she is young, she's brash, she makes foolhardy decisions out of nowhere, but she's also incredibly effective at fighting people. And we need to be able to see that.
I don't know so far if I think the Lo storyline goes anywhere in my mind. I hope it does. I look forward to seeing it in another clip happening. But right now it's kind of like, who's this fucking guy? And why do I care about him? And now we're in a flashback with a guy I don't even care about. Great.
I'd say it's
I mean, I like him. I like him as a character. He's interesting. But for the movie, I'm kind of like, I don't really get what we're doing yet. But hopefully the next.
Wouldn't we rather Bo in this role here?
I would
Bo
argue
was the secret
no.
lover.
Lo is better than Bo.
Lo over Bo?
I would take Lo over Bo.
Bo knows.
No, I'm a Bo boy. Bo boys are awesome.
Fuck those guys.
I'm not a low boy.
Nah.
That's a thing, right?
Say, given the option, I'd rather have a tall boy.
Me too.
Like the
Who's
alcohol.
in finance? Who's in finance? Is that it?
Yeah, that's
think
pretty
so.
much it for this cut. Yeah,
Can I go home? I'm flying away. Goodbye, Rick.
Bye.
Whoosh.
Yeah, we gotta.
Oh, wow.
Just
She
come
just turned
back.
into a bird.
I can't leave. I can't leave. I can't quit you guys.
We're all just lying in the middle of the Gobi Desert, exhausted from a fight, gonna just drift off to
Darts
sleep.
sticking out of us.
Right.
Robin keeps brandishing this sword, and it's all wobbly and wiggly, and it makes it like a noise. It's freaking me out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Put your sword away.
Well, there's more to. Well, there's going to be plenty more to come in future cuts. So our listeners,
Our segment, future cuts in future cuts.
These events will affect your future in the near future. God. Yeah, so come back next time. Jen wakes to find herself a guest of a desert warlord. With miles of wasteland between her and civilization, Jen comes to realize the kind of life she could have, far from polite society. When her father's men come to look for her, Jen leaves her bad boy bandit boyfriend, and we flash forward to her telling him to hit the bricks. Lo doesn't take no for an answer and crashes the wedding processional, but he is rebuffed by the guards and apprehended by Li Mubai and Shulen. On the night of her wedding, Jen steals the Green Destiny again and disappears to hide in the Jianghu underworld. But Li Mubai and Shulen are hot on her trail. It's Ready, Set, Runaway Bride in Cut 4 of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Why didn't you read this at the beginning, and then I would have known what's going to happen? This sounds great. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's awesome because for like one scene they replace Z Zhang with Julia Roberts, and then Richard Gere shows up for no reason, and I might have switched over to a different movie at that point. I don't remember.
Richard Gere's here? I know him very well. Sexy Skeletor, no. Get out of here.
Yeah. Do we need to put a padlock on that door?
No. Maybe.
It depends on where you put the padlock.
Yeah.
I do have a cosmic key.
Shut up, Skeletor. God damn it. Why does he keep coming into this movie? This movie works well on its own. We don't need other characters showing up. Yeah, there's no reason for anyone to come into this fucking movie.
Wompy swears.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, dude. I'm hot. I'm thirsty. I might die. It's cool. Well, we'll see. Then go to all of our socials. Rick works on those very hard. They are Swordboys at what are all our socials?
All right, so we're on like a bunch of different social media sites. We're talking about Facebook. We're talking about Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Just search for Swordboys. Sometimes it's at Swordboys. Sometimes it's at swordboys.biz because there are other losers on these internet sites that stole the screen name out from under us. Not that we existed when they made theirs, but it doesn't matter. Whatever social media you're on, just search for Swordboys and you're going to be able to find us, I'm sure.
Yep.
Unless you're on like an obscure one. I don't know.
We even show up on Alta Vista.
Craigslist, Goodreads, MapQuest. Just look for a Swordboys.
Yeah.
And follow
Ask
instantly.
Jeeves where you can find Swordboys content.
We have a huge Friendster presence.
Yep. And then you can have Lycos dig up the results. I think MySpace is
Netscape.
still a thing.
Netscape. I'm just saying browsers now.
Sure. Yeah.
You won't have to go on a safari to find us.
Ah, nice.
God damn it.
Microsoft Explorer. That's all I got.
Yeah, if you pull us up on Microsoft Explorer, you can listen to our brand new Highlander episodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Well,
totally
behind the times.
So we'll see you next time in 2 weeks for Sexy Skeletors
Nope.
Sand Adventure.
Sand, it gets everywhere.
Just like me. With consent, of course.
Oh God.
All right. Well, we'll see you in Sexy Skeletor next time. Until 2 weeks from now, I've been Jonathan. Clang, clang.
Cling clang.
I'm Robin. Cling
wait.
clang. He said his name.
I said my name. I've never done it before.
Yeah, why
like
are we
that.
introducing ourselves at the end?
I'm not Rick.
That's I am Rick. I am the truest Rick.
All right, this movie is great now. Now that I know what Mandarin actually sounds like.
Cling clang, everybody.
Cling clang.
Cling clang.
Together.